Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be choosing out my February TBR using the good old TBR jar. If you don't know how these kind of videos work, I have a jar of random prompts that is going to leave me all over my bookshelves. If you don't know what a TBR is, it stands for to be read, and it's basically all of the books in my possession on my radar that I want to read but haven't gotten to yet. Me specifically, I like to choose out 8 random prompts, which gives me 8 random books that I am going to be reading throughout the month of February. I like having a little bit of variety, a little bit of choice. I have added some new prompts in to keep things spicy. I'm going to try and add new prompts in just about every month, to be honest. Let's dive right into it. First prompt, here we go. Prompt number 1. Let's have a look. Oh my god, yes. Okay, this is one of the new ones that I added into. Okay, let me show you it before I start talking about it. This prompt says to choose a book from your anticipated reads of 2025 video. I chucked this prompt in this morning because I thought it could be like a good way to sort of hold myself accountable to read those books that I talked about at the beginning of the year. But now I have to try and make a decision between all of them. Oh my god, okay. I had a couple in mind because this is a specific reading vlog that I want to do this month. But now that I'm thinking about all of the books that I talked about in that video, I'm like, there's so many others that I want to read. I think I'm gonna stick to my guns, but the books that I'm like torn between, I really want to get to Iron and Embers by Helen Shearer. This one actually released at the end of January, so I'm like itching to get to it. It sounds right up my alley. It's like, oh my god, what even is it? I feel like I'm getting the two of her books that I want to read confused. Pretty sure it's a little bit like a Witcher-esque setting. There could potentially be like a war college maybe. I just remember that it sounded really good. It sounded right up my alley and I'm really intrigued to read it. It's giving the kind of fantasy I like, which is like medieval. So I want to get to that one, but I have them sitting right beside me because they don't have a spot on my shelves. The two books that I am now torn between are both a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm a romance and fantasy reader through and through, and these two are a little bit different. So first up we have A Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is volume 1. I've not read anything like this ever before. I've never read a graphic novel. So I'm really excited to potentially read my first one this month. This one, if you're somehow not familiar, I'm pretty sure follows 2 boys in high school who I think get sat next to each other in class, and they form this friendship which develops into a relationship and some feelings that they don't know quite how to deal with, which sounds really fun, really cute. I know a lot of people are absolutely obsessed with this book and these 2 characters. The other book that I want to read in this reading vlog that I also had on my anticipated TBR is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. This one my sister recommended to me. She bought the book for my whole family to read, and I'm just really intrigued by the premise. It follows 2 sort of up-and-coming authors. One of them happens to die, to pass away, and the other author, who was sort of like in competition with this one that's passed away, decides to steal her identity, I'm pretty sure, or steal her like first draft, her manuscript, for her like upcoming really popular, really anticipated release. So I'm really intrigued to read this one. I've heard it tackles issues like cancel culture and racism in the publishing industry, so I think it would be a very good, worthwhile read. It's nothing like anything I've ever read before because I don't really stray into the general fiction category of fiction. But oh my god, which one am I going to choose? I think I'm going to go with Yellowface. I think I'm going to push my boundaries a little bit. I'm going to read some general fiction. I'm going to check general fiction on the TBR for this month. It feels so strange opening up my February TBR with a book that is not romance. We're going to chuck Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kuang on my TBR for February, and keep an eye out for this one in an upcoming reading vlog. Alrighty, prompt number 2. I'm really happy that I got that one on my TBR this month. Oh, tea! Okay. This prompt says to pick up a translated book. I had a book in mind specifically to read for that prompt, and I don't think I have any other options. I don't think I have any translated books on my bookshelves other than this one book. One and only choice. I'm really scared for this book, I can't even lie. This is The Witcher, The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski. But if you didn't know, The Witcher is originally translated from Polish. It was originally written in Polish and follows like Polish folklore and fairy tales. And oh my god, I'm so scared of this book, but I'm also so excited. If you have somehow missed out on all of the media surrounding The Witcher recently, this one follows Geralt of Rivia, who is a monster hunter in the world of The Witcher. I can't remember what it's called. He's a monster hunter. He essentially, allegedly, his like lore is that he has no morals, will do anything for coin basically, and his job really is to kill monsters and do people's dirty work and get paid for it and just live his life and be a bit of a nomad. But we have a little bit of a complicating factor for Geralt. I don't think it comes in this book, I don't think she does, but he ends up being the kind of like adoptive father to a little girl named Ciri, and there's a whole cast of characters. There's a little bit of a love triangle, I think. There's some like incredible side characters. I'm already somewhat immersed in this world because I played the third game and I've just like consumed a lot of Witcher media. But The Last Wish, I'm pretty sure, is just a collection of short stories that follows Geralt on his little monster hunting journeys. I'm so scared, but I'm also really excited to put this one on the TBR. Book number 3. I'm scared. Nothing can be as scary as The Witcher, so I think we'll be fine. Oh, have I got 2 there? Yes, I do. Okay, let's have a look. I swear I jinxed myself for that one. You're actually kidding. This prompt says to choose a book that is intimidating. A book that's intimidating. I would have chose The Witcher. I just straight up choose a Norse mythology book. When the Moon Hatched is quite intimidating, I can't lie, because I've heard the writing style makes it quite difficult to follow along with. It's like very flowery, very poetic. Could go for Mariana Zapata. We have Blood and Steel by Helen Shure. That's one of the books that is on my anticipated TBR for the year. I could choose that one, but I'm not necessarily intimidated by that. Oh, that's such a hard prompt. I feel like we're gonna have to choose When the Moon Hatched. I honestly might choose a Norse mythology book instead of When the Moon Hatched. But does that then mean I'm more scared of When the Moon Hatched than I am of the Norse mythology book? Okay. Here she is. She's absolutely beautiful. She's one of my prized possessions. But this is basically just a big book all about Norse mythology. Oh, and it's freaking beautiful. I'm obsessed with this book. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna rate it, I guess. That's so scary. I can confidently say this meets the prompt. Its beauty is intimidating alone. I'm not a history nerd, so this is incredibly intimidating to me, but I want to get better and I want to learn more. So on the TBR, she goes. Okay, prompt number 4. That is horrifying. Oh no, I've got 2. This one held on, so we'll go for this one. A black book. A black book. I've got one sitting right next to me. I have the Book of Azrael sitting next to me. I saw someone on Bookstagram read this recently and they absolutely loved it. But I've also heard a lot of bad reviews about this book, so maybe I've read all of my Black Cup of Sophie Lark. I could do Wait for It by Mariana Zapata. We could go back to my Mafia roots. What colour is that book from Cora Riley? She just recently released Sin and Redemption. I have a feeling it's blue. It absolutely is blue and pink. God damn it. God damn it, Cora. The one time I need you to release a black book and you don't do it. I'm gonna have a look at my Helen Shure books that are on my radar, which is Iron and Embers and whatever the other one is, Blood and Steel. I don't know if this one quite meets the black book requirement. Let me have a look at Blood and Steel. I feel like Blood and Steel, that fan art though. That fan art, however, that could be a convincing factor. I've sort of been craving a bit of a Mariana Zapata recently. I don't want to sit down and read her books because they're absolutely ginormous. Oh, hello. I didn't even see this. We could do The Kingmaker. I feel like this has to do with an oil tycoon or something. And I don't know that right now is the time to read that. I feel like Kennedy Ryan wouldn't write about that. I know it is an oil mogul father. He's determined to build his own empire, even if it means traveling far from home, painted as the black sheep. Oh, period. She's like a protester. If his own empire is in green energy, I might be here for this. It's a very interesting concept though, because it places them on 2 very polar opposite sides of a very important topic. Oh, cool. So Lennox, who is the heroine, is Native American. That's very cool. I absolutely love that Kennedy Ryan really strives to include like voices that you don't see a whole lot in a romance. This has me really intrigued. It's a black book. I think I'm gonna put it on the TBR. This one, she came from left field. She wasn't even a contender, but I think I'm gonna put The Kingmaker on my TBR. It sounds very good. Book number 5. Ooh, we got a good one. We got a big one by the looks of it. A book with a different coloured cover to the spine. feast your eyes on that. I think we have our answer right here. I'm not even going to bother going around the rest of my bookshelves because I really want to read this month in February. It's getting put on the TBR, and I don't think I really need to tell you any more about it because I raved on about it earlier. So unbelievably excited to read this book. Okay, book number 6. That was a very fast one. Let's have a look. Let's get right down to the bottom. 3-word title. I feel like we had this prompt last month. Now hold on a damn minute. Hello Helen Shearer, hello Iron and Embers. I don't even want to look at the rest of the books on my bookshelves. We're doing Iron and Embers by Helen Shearer, which means I need to give you an accurate description of what this book is about, so bear with. Book 1 in the Ashes of Thesma series. I'm so excited. Ren Embervale, alchemist turned assassin. That's why I wanted to read it. And we also have a bleached blonde. We also have a white-haired hero who I think is like a war leader or something. Oh, it's a revenge mission, absolutely. So she was obviously caught up in a war in the past, and despite the wars being over, she's got revenge on her mind. She has been content with her poisons and potions for company, and when an unknown form of alchemy is used to attack a king of the mid-realms, Ren's time in the shadows comes to an end. She's offered a place in an ancient academy to find a cure to the dark magic that's threatening the kingdoms. To win her spot, she must conquer the gauntlet. That's right, there's deadly trials in this as well. Okay, this book's going on my TBR. It's hitting it's hitting every single trope, every single plot point, every single arc that I need it to hit. So Iron and Embers by Helen Shearer is going on my February TBR, and I'm so excited to finally get to it. Okay, book number, what is that? 7? Book number 7. I feel like we really need like some more romance on here to really embody February. You're actually kidding. This prompt is for a fantasy romance. I think that might have been the only prompt that I didn't want to get. Listen, I am on my fantasy kick, but after The Witcher, after Norse mythology, and after Iron and, Ember, the Helen Shearer book. Why can't I remember? After those 3, you know what? Am I able to read Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent, or has my access to that been revoked because it's been traditionally published? Okay, yeah, update my Kindle experience. Go for it. She's still on Kindle Unlimited. I'm going to download her. I'm going to snatch her. 452 pages. Consider Slaying the Vampire Conqueror Snatched by Carissa Broadbent. This is a book that sort of exists in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which I've just finished reading Ashes and the Starcurse King. Really, actually kind of enjoyed it. The first little bit of it I didn't love, but the rest of it, very good. So, I'm fairly certain our heroine in this book is sent to assassinate the hero, infiltrate his army, earn his trust, and kill him. Atreus is a terrifying warrior carving an unstoppable path through Glaya. Yet when Selena becomes his seer, she glimpses, oh, that's gonna be cool. She glimpses a dark and shocking past and a side of him that reminds her far too much of parts of herself she'd rather forget. Crowns of Nyaxia world is really cool because they have this very close relationship with like gods and goddesses, and the gods and goddesses can actually like manifest into physical beings and like grant wishes and things. It's very cool. It's happened like in the 3 books I've read in that series, and there's also been like a mention of seers, but we've never met one. We've never actually had one involved in the story. So that's gonna be really cool. I love the whole aspect of like being able to see into the future and like that changing your destiny and your perspective and like the way that you're behaving. So that's cool. That's sick. And the fact that she's like been sent to infiltrate his army and assassinate him, sign me up. I'm gonna put Slaying the Vampire Conqueror on my TBR. Yet another fantasy romance. Listen, I said I wanted to go full force in fantasy romance this year, and my TBR jar is meeting my freak. She's giving me no other option. Book number 8, I believe. Yes, book number 8. Okay, let's give this a good one. Give me like a really nice little hockey romance or something. This one was towards the bottom, so let's have a look. Oh, okay. This prompt says to pick up a book with your favorite trope. I already think I know the book that I'm going to pick up. One of my favorite tropes, and I haven't read it in a long time, is mafia romance. That's my roots right there. I love mafia romance so much. I think I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to read Sin and Redemption by Cora Riley. This is another one anticipated for 2025 that I wanted to get to. We're doing really good on that front for this month's TBR. But this one is a marriage in trouble. I want to say it's like accidental pregnancy, and he is kind of like forced to marry her to protect her honor, I'm pretty sure. Crazy mafia rules, okay? I always set aside my morals. I have to set aside my morals to read this. it, but I love it anyway. It's always so hectic and so crazy. So I think I'm gonna read Sin and Redemption by Cora Riley. I've not liked the past like 4 or 5 books from her, so I'm scared, girl. I'm freaking out. I'm scared that I'm not gonna like this one, and I've seen a few reviews rolling in and they're not great. But I'm putting that aside and I'm gonna chuck Sin and Redemption by Cora Riley on my TBR for February. Hopefully I like it. Hopefully I love her. Hopefully it revives my love for Cora. We're crossing all our fingers and toes, okay? Cross your fingers for me. Pretty please. Pretty please. Thank you. This one also follows 2 of the kids from the first 2 like parent series, so I'm really excited to get into that and get into that whole drama. Okay, I'm gonna chuck Sin and Redemption on my TBR. Maybe that's the one I should have chosen for an intimidating book because babe, I'm scared. With all of that being said, that is the 8 books for the month of February that I am gonna be getting to this month. I'm really excited for all of them. I can't even lie. I'm so freaking excited. Let's do a quick little recap. Let me know if you've read any of these books because I would love to hear about it. So first up, for a book with my favorite trope, we're going to be reading Sin and Redemption by Cora Riley. For a book with a 3-word title, we're going to be reading Iron and Embers by Helen Shearer. And for a fantasy romance, we're going to be reading Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, and if it wasn't obvious, this one does follow vampires. Now into the physical books. For a book with a different coloured cover to the spine, I'm going to be picking up Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. For a black book, I'm going to be picking up The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. For a book that is intimidating, I'm going to be picking up Tales of Norse Mythology by Helen A. Gerber. For a translated book, I'm going to be picking up The Witcher, The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski. And finally, for a book from my anticipated reads of a 2025 video, I feel like this prompt really framed this entire video and I'm not complaining, but we have Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. There we have my entire TBR for the month of February. I really hope you guys have a fantastic February reading month as well. I'm so excited for the month ahead. Let me just say thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe because I would love to have you here. I would love to have you in the little fam, the little community. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!